I'm Eric Loy, and welcome to Loy Interviews. On this podcast, we talk with folks from the VTuber community on their channels, their talents, their stories, where they come from, and their plans for the future. We are joined by Showy. Hi.
Hello, hello.
Hey, please introduce yourself to everybody.
Hi, I'm Showy. I'm the Guardian of the Voidian VTuber, and I stream at twitch.tv, Showy_VVT.
So you're guarding the void, eh?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, well, we appreciate that because every day it feels like we're getting closer and closer. Please don't let us in quite yet. I've still got a few things to do.
I gotcha.
Hey, when did you get started with VTubing?
I officially started of August of this year, but it's been in the works for since July of 2023.
Wow. So was it a question of getting up the courage to do it, or getting up the funds to do it, or equipment?
Mix of both.
So you wanted to do it, but you weren't ready yet.
Yes.
So what made you want to do it in the first place?
A lot of my Oshis for me is like Iron Mouse, Amelia Watson were big inspirations for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like in 2020, I didn't have a computer to do it at that point.
Yeah.
And so I saw them and I was like, oh, this is really cool.
Yeah.
So it just got put on the back burner.
Mm-hmm.
And then in 2023, I had a computer and it just started becoming more real and real. Mm-hmm. And it just kept coming closer and closer.
The closer it sounds like you were coming closer by accident.
That's probably how it actually went, truthfully.
You're getting pulled into the void there, so you got to watch it now. Then sooner or later it does get you though. And when you turned on that microphone and realized that you had people there with you, how did that feel?
Felt really good. Because when I started, I thought I wasn't gonna have many people.
Mm-hmm.
But I have a really nice community, and it's awesome. Like they're awesome people. Mm-hmm. It makes me feel really happy that they want to watch me.
Yeah, isn't that something? I mean, no matter what you're doing, and whatever you're doing in life, imagine that you're coming on to the computer, turning on your microphone, and X amount of people from around the world are there to be there with you because of what you do.
It feels really good, honestly. It makes it I'm honored on it. It's an honor.
Yeah. I'd always try to do that. Try to remember that when I was in radio, where I'd go on the air and I'm being invited into somebody's house. So I'm the guest. So I'm trying to keep them entertained and occupied and make sure that I'm talking to one person at a time. Has it been easy for you to relate to chat since you got started?
Sometimes, sometimes when I chat, there's stuff that I relate with, for usually sibling stuff, because I have two sisters. But there's some things I'm just I struggle to write lift, but I try to talk with them about that because I want to understand how they feel, what their problems are, because I really want to be close to my chat because they're really awesome.
Yeah. Sometimes it's just tough to find common ground with people right away, and you just you interact with them as much as you can, find out a little bit about them, and then go from there. It sounds easy when I say it, but it's not. You could go on for quite a while before you find something that you can talk about, and sometimes they're just going to sit and watch, which is also good because they still want to be a part of what you're doing.
Most definitely.
Yeah. So when I tune into one of your streams, what am I expecting to watch? What are you doing on streams?
I do a variety of content. It can depend on the day.
Mm-hmm.
Most recent stream we did was a Thankmas charity stream, for a charity called Thankmas that Jacksepticeye runs.
Yep, I know about that one. Thank you for that.
No problem. We raised $65 on our end, and our team raised over 1,000. So I'm very happy about that. It goes for two great causes.
Wow, that's you're going to get recruited by some of these big businesses here pretty soon. Looking for 65, get 1,000. That's pretty good. Oh, that's great. Thank you for that. More people that contribute, the better, and using what they got, their talents, for a good cause. It's always excellent. So I got to ask you about this now. You exceeded your expectations by so many. What did that do for you? I mean, did it really strike you between the eyes when that happened?
It was definitely did like because like I never expected to like the support I've got.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly,
Mm-hmm.
like to me, it's just like a big shocker because I try to be humble about everything. Like I don't. That's how I was raised. I don't want to like get cocky or anything. But like it shocked me. I was like, Chad's got me crying a few times, and I don't want ever want to cry, but it got me crying a few times.
Yeah, I tell you, it's all right to let them get you every once in a while because that means that you're caring about what you're doing, and um, it's okay to show audiences that you appreciate them. And as far as I'm concerned, when I was doing radio and all this stuff, that there's nothing wrong with that. And when you're doing something that can be as personal as this, I would think that every once in a while dropping that guard isn't too bad. Now, if you go on every night and do it because you accidentally killed a sheep in Minecraft, that's going to be a different story. But with what type of games and things are you streaming?
A wide variety. We play Phasmo, we play some Genshin. It's all over the place. It really just depends on the day,
Mm.
honestly.
Yeah. So, do you plan them out in advance, or do you figure it out when you turn the microphone on?
Usually, I try to plan out in advance,
Mm.
and
Yeah.
that's what's hard about it because it's like, what do I like? Do I want to play this game again, or do I
Yeah.
like, want to do something new? It's always hard.
So, do you make that choice of something new based on what you enjoy, or what you think the audience will enjoy?
A mix of both,
Mm.
honestly.
Yeah. Yeah.
I try to ask my viewers, like I have polls. I'm like, hey, like would y'all want something new? Like I try to keep informed of what they're wanting
Yeah. Yeah.
more often than not.
Yeah. And it sounds like you're taking into account what you like too, because you don't want to be playing a game that you obviously hate.
No, yeah, no, it's not. It's hard. It's hard. It's hard for me to make conversation and like stream a game if I'm not enjoying it because it's obvious for a night.
And maybe it's fun to do it one time and just kind of have have one of those streams where you're just razzing everything that's going on, but you don't want to do it twice in a row. Um,
Most definitely.
don't come back to it if you don't like it. Uh, so the phasmophobia means that you've been able to get some people to go on with you. Are they other streamers or are they from your chat?
Some other streamers, like some of my good, they're really good friends of mine.
Cool. So you do have but some people that you can call on for collaborations and such.
Hmm.
Well, is that easy for you?
No, for me, it's really not.
Mm.
I'm a very anxious and shy person, so I struggle to message people.
Mm-hmm.
They talk to me first, and then I got a little more confident to ask for collabs with them.
Mm-hmm. Well,
But it's a big struggle for me in that regard.
yeah. Well, the fact that they're asking you to do it is good too. I mean, obviously you're a good person to have around with it, and they want to do it again. Um, and again, that reaching out part stuff is something that you just have to work on, and how you're comfortable with it. Um, and you got to choose the right people too. You can't just take the average person to come on because you don't know how it's going to work. Um, the other thing is you mentioned Genshin Impact. So how gotcha are you got?
On stream, not really a super gotcha, but if you ask me like when I played it all the time, I was really bad on it.
Were you spending money?
Yeah, back then, yes, I haven't spent money
Eh,
on stream yet.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, you got gotcha. It's just when a game like that is just too. I mean, it's gambling. It's what all it is. It really is
It,
gotcha gambling.
it'd be
And but
most
then,
definitely.
but the one time you win, it does make a difference. Um, what and the gameplay in Genshin Impact? What about that? Uh, is something that brings you to it. What do you enjoy from that?
It's really similar to Breath of the Wild in that regard
Mm-hmm.
because I really loved Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
So like that similarities really brought me in, and I love the combat. It's really fun.
Mm. It is. It is kind of that type of combat is kind of unique to those type of games. Uh, just having to switch people out and that sort of thing. But I can understand your kind of comparing it to the those Zelda games because of the kind of the open world aspect of it and going from one to the other. It's if you could combine the two, then you really have a game going. How many how many different types of Link can you get in the gotcha part of the game? Um, what type of other games do you play?
I'm real. Hmm. I'm really like loving visual novels on stream a lot recently. I've been
Mm.
playing a lot of those.
Oh yeah, like which ones?
There's one I played near debut called Necrophobia, which is like a psychological horror one. I enjoyed that a lot. It was really
Oh,
fun.
oh, do you like the ones that have kind of different endings, or have you been playing the ones that kind of push you toward a certain ending?
I play both kinds, but I love the different ending kinds because I love
Mm.
trying to search for all the endings.
Oh. I like having the opportunity to mess up. Oh, this was really bad.
I've had a lot of those moments.
So when you stream those online, and when you do you come back to it again and again to try to get the extra endings?
Yes, yes.
Mm. So that the folks are into it. That's good news. So when you decided to do these streams early on, what was it that brought you to VTubing and VTubers in general, and what do you enjoy the most about it at this point?
At first, it was the anonymity. I am not struggling to think that, but and the character because I really like I made the design of Showy for like forever ago.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a long thing coming, and that was a big part of me starting out.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now I just love my community. That's what makes keeps me going. Like they're my heartbeat, and I love it.
Mm. Has it become kind of an escape for you, or have you kind of embraced it as a part of your everyday schedule?
I found a mix of both. It just depends on the day. There's sometimes it's an escape from life, and there's
Mm.
times it's just like awesome thing I get to do.
Yeah, yeah, it's a good mindset to take, and remember that the folks who are coming in to tune into you have that same mindset too. They're coming in to escape, and now you've become a part of these folks' lives. Uh, how does that hit you when you think about it?
Oh man, it's an honor. I had one of my longtime viewers on my chat, say I was his comfort streamer, and that hit me. That hit me hard. Like it was hard to. I just had to just thank you on stream, but it's something like it hit me. It hit me like for like a couple of weeks afterwards. Still, it still hits me. It's just like I'm it's really special to me.
Yeah,
It's hard to put into words.
it is hard to put into words because it's not only do you get kind of proud at it. Um, there's also the wonder of why. If you if you're not if you don't have an ego the size of Canada or anything like that, like I do, or there's also the sense of responsibility that comes in, and when somebody says something like that to me on the rare occasion, I just like, would you like an extra cushion? Can I get you some milk? I like, I'll try to make your stay as comforting as possible. Um, was all that going through your mind when they said that?
Most definitely good. I try I try to make it special for them as much as I can.
Mm. Yeah, it's it's something when somebody says that, and I hope people are interacting with their favorite VTubers uh, as they can, whether it's just saying hello or hanging around. Uh, do you mind if someone comes in and just says hello and hangs around a while?
I love my lurkers.
Mm, yeah, it's nice to know that they're there,
Mhm.
and they're not. What they're getting what they want out of you, and they don't want the skin off your back. They just want to watch you play games. Uh,
Most definitely.
Yeah. So, in have you got any plans for kind of expanding the channel in the future? Other different types of streams?
Most definitely, there's stuff I have plans to do. I just haven't done yet.
Hmm.
I really want to do like sports content because I'm a big sports nerd.
Yeah, yeah. I know that there's a YouTube channel that's about ready to go. That mentions sports. We've done our
I
homework.
haven't learned. I just been waiting to make that first video. I just waiting for the right moment.
We've done our homework. We know all about those channels. So, what type of sports would you like to put on there?
The major two I care about is college basketball and football, like college and NFL. Those are my favorite two.
Mm, I understand it
I love
completely.
all.
I understand completely. I used to do the pregame and postgame for a major college football team on the radio, um, and I love watching good college football um, and good college basketball too. And there's something about it. You take the. I mean, I like the NFL too, especially the Packers. Go Packers, go! But you take that off the top. The NFL posing and all that stuff off the top, and a good college football game is so much fun to watch.
Most definitely. The atmosphere in college is insane.
Hmm. Now there were some years with Illinois, that was the team I was doing it, that wasn't so good. 0-11 is a pretty tough game to get do the post game show for. But when you watch a college play come together and it's like watching a really good game of chess come through when the players are doing what they're supposed to be and the hole opens where it's supposed to be. Um, I like getting down to the X's and O's, that type of thing. What do you like most about college football?
I got into college football more recently, like
Hmm.
a couple of years back, 2018, 19, because I was my college team has always been a basketball school.
Hmm.
We're one of the best basketball schools in the country.
Well, you want to mention them or not?
Go Big Blue!
Oh no. Well, it was nice talking to you. No, really, it's perfectly fine. I mean, it's the game itself lends itself to so many great. Even the teams, I will watch college football teams that I didn't even know existed.
I see there's a lot of teams I don't know exist, and I see them like, dang, they're pretty good actually.
Yeah, yeah. I'll watch Division III championship football. I don't care, and high school football I enjoy a lot from having covered it. But it's just to me the more basic the football, the better. Um, I like watching the Army Navy game, for example, because
Well, that's gonna be a good one.
yeah, it's going to be very good this year. Two very good teams, and I like watching. They're so basic. I don't know. It's tough to bring out. I enjoy watching a wing T formation.
Old style football.
Yeah, I mean, there's some teams that they'll run that every play, and why does it still work after 100 some years of people running that formation? Why is that still working? Um, but college basketball too is so huge, uh, and the team that you're rooting for obviously is knows about college basketball. But hey, Illinois knows theirs too. They've been around for a while. Uh, how do you feel about how big Division I basketball has gotten?
I love it
As far as the
because I grew up around it
yeah
all the time.
yeah
Like my dad's from Kentucky.
Yeah.
Like we're not there now, but like I absolutely like I grew up. I constantly watching the Cats play. So
Hmm.
like, to me, it's the biggest thing in the world. That will run my mood for the day if we win or lose.
Yeah, there's you want to talk about basketball fever. Go to one of those games. It's pretty nuts. But I'm talking about the number of teams involved. I think there's far too many teams, and I certainly think that nobody in Division One should be playing any team outside Division One at this point.
It definitely shouldn't be. There's so many teams, as you said,
Hmm.
but like I think that makes it so great because it creates the craziness of the March.
Hmm.
Like anything could happen. As much as I hate it sometimes when it goes bad against my team.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, you start by picking a usual winner, and it goes from there. But to me, you look at these schedules that some of these teams put together, and I remember that what first started me on this was a team out in the West Coast, and I forget which one. They put on their schedule, pre-conference schedule, the College of the Arts basketball team. And I said, "What in the world is that? College of the Arts?" Well, they have a great logo because they're an art college. But the school didn't have anybody over 6'6" on their team, and there just was no way. I mean, they're just going to pound these guys, and it's going to count. But even that, and I found out that when they schedule a team like that, it counts for their records, but the other team, it doesn't count for their records. College of the Arts gets an exhibition game, and the Division One school gets a win. Why? It should be
I
the
don't
other way
understand that
around.
much.
It should be the other way around. For years, I'm going to bring up a school that both of us hate basketball wise. I imagine Indiana. They used to. Kentucky hates Indiana as far as basketball goes, folks. And Illinois and Indiana used to clash constantly. Um, they used to have two home schedules, and they would schedule the worst colleges possible for their two home tournaments. I mean, that's 6 wins right off the bat uh, for them. So that's what gets me. But still, watching a really good game um, will get the motor going. So what are you going to do with that content? How are you going to bring that over to your channel eventually?
Right now, the plan is the start it off is just do simple analysis, like watch the highlights of a game,
Mm-hmm.
and like try to now like do analysis of it,
Mm-hmm.
like see what I'm seeing. How I, but it's going to evolve as time goes on.
Yeah.
Obviously, I don't fully know what how it will evolve, but
Yeah.
it definitely will.
Well, I mean, it's going to be your baby, so you can do whatever you want. it's but it's good to see some analysis going on from standpoint. Um, what is the thing about college uh, basketball that really catches you besides being, you know, besides rooting for that particular team, which I won't mention anymore? Um, uh, what really catches you about college basketball?
I think for me it's the atmosphere is how because I've been to games, like I've had the opportunity to go to games at Rupp.
Hmm.
And for me, it's just the atmosphere because that place can go from quiet to loud in a matter of a second.
Hmm.
It is insane. Like it's people are the craziest in basketball. Those arenas are deafening. Like March, anything can happen. It's anything can happen. It's crazy. I love it.
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah, it certainly can be, and the Illinois Assembly Hall where they play gets loud too for some of these games, especially when you have teams like the '89 Illini or the team that went to the finals here recently, Bruce Weber's team. That was nuts to be in the stands for those games. It just gets so loud and it becomes one unit. They talk about it being a sixth man, but it's just basically one giant wall of sound constantly pounding the court. Um, I can't imagine being being an away team coming to Rupp for the first time and having to deal with that. It's like, oh no, I can't hear anything. What's going on? The panic sets in right away. Eh. So, did you play basketball?
I did not. I ran track personally.
Mm. Yeah, I watched. I tried to play, but I was absolutely incompetent at doing things like, shooting. I couldn't do any of that. I haven't made a basket in 40 years, I think, and didn't make that many then. In fact, a friend of mine and I from the radio days, we're still playing a game to 5, and we're tied at 3, and now we haven't played since 1989. Um, we're not going to win, and neither one of us. The um, it shows you too that folks who are not necessarily athletes in that sport um, certainly can enjoy them, and I've done that, and seems you have as well. Um, there any other sports that you're interested in?
I'm starting to get into hockey a lot recently.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, I just never picked up on hockey. Um, I don't hate it, but if you show me somebody who's really great at puck handling, get it down there, that's fine. I'm not big on the fights. Like, yeah, whatever, guys. I mean, I used to be I did commentary for pro wrestling here locally for a while, um, and I'm like, if you're staging a fight every time, it's not very. If you know it's going to happen, like, oh, okay, whatever. I mean, I can watch better ones that are scripted than than this. Um, but the seeing somebody who is really good with the puck, a Guy Lafleur or obviously a Gretzky, was pretty amazing to watch. Do you have a particular team you're rooting for?
I'm a Nashville Predators fan.
There you go. Yeah, that's definitely not one of the original 6.
That's definitely not.
That definitely not. But so, do you think that Kentucky, as a state, should have a professional basketball team, or do you think that they wouldn't be able to survive with Kentucky and Louisville in the state?
I think they could. I think it could survive. I just feel like it won't happen because the NBA just doesn't want to try to compete with it.
Mm, yeah,
It could definitely work because basketball is king. People like it'd be hard for I would probably it'd be hard for me to switch over maybe because like I'm already a fan of a team,
right.
but it definitely it'd be loved because basketball is king there.
Yeah. Well, the Kentucky Colonels ABA team should have carried over to the NBA. They got kind of screwed out of it. Um, and I'm old enough to remember the ABA, which tells you how old I am. But there are a lot of cities that don't have teams at all. I mean, um, Buffalo doesn't have a team anymore. Pittsburgh, Cincinnati doesn't have a team. Um, there are times when Chicago doesn't have a team. Post Jordan, but and St. Louis, of course, loses every team that shows up. It seems, or every sport except baseball, and even one of those. Um, but has there been too much expansion in the NBA already?
I personally don't think so because they still want to expand. It just hasn't happened yet.
Mm,
But right now, if they expand, I feel like it's gonna be truthfully like Seattle. Seattle's definitely gonna happen or Vegas.
mm, yeah. I used to go on and troll people online. This is sad. This is mean of me, but I used to do it anyway. And someone would mention any sport, where there's baseball, football, field hockey, and it didn't make any difference, was going to get a new franchise. I would immediately say they should name them the Supersonics, just to tweak the Seattle fans. It's very mean, and I'm almost sorry for it. But you'd think that Seattle would work. It did for a long time, um, and they decided to sell out and move. But Seattle should be able to work on the coast along with Portland and the rest of the teams from California, don't you think?
I think it would definitely succeed. They definitely want basketball back.
Yeah, yeah. Now, I don't know if you're going to put a team in Vancouver or you know Juneau, Alaska, or anything like that, but has it watered down the NBA a little bit to have that many teams?
It's definitely a lot of games.
Mm.
There's a lot. That's one thing I don't sucks about it. And that's just a fear is like if they add more teams, is there gonna be more games? Because there's already a lot as it is. It's hard to keep up all the time.
Yeah, it's one thing I really don't. First of all, I'm not a big fan of the play of the NBA. Some of the rules are pretty stupid, but they all seem like exhibition games. It's like, why do we care about game 10 of the season when over half the teams are going to make the playoffs anyway? it
Yeah,
yeah,
most definitely.
baseball's getting that way too. I'm having a tough time watching baseball. But so, what are your regular schedules on your streams, or do you have one?
It just depends on the week, honestly.
Hmm.
I I try to like make get them out by Monday.
Hmm.
I have a lot. I have like I try to like get at least 3 streams if I can, if I'm able to. Sometimes there's some weeks I'm not able to. Oh.
Mm. General life getting in the way.
Hmm.
That happens to everybody, and it doesn't get any easier. Um, the uh, how long do you try to stream, or is there a certain? You just wait until your energy runs out.
Usually my goal is at least 2 hours, and if I have more game to play and I'm up to it, I'll do longer.
Hmm.
It just really depends.
Hmm. Is it tough for you to do like 3 4 hour streams?
Depends on the day, honestly, because I can definitely do it. It just really just depends how I'm feeling. There's some days I'm just like I'm dying before like the first hour, and I'm like I'm about to pass out.
Yeah, that does happen. Um, uh, does and once you get tired, it's really tough to not show that while you're performing. And it's what it is a performance, really, for people. And it's very tough to hide that. But it sounds to me like you've got a pretty good um, rapport with your audience. You're on a pretty good level with them. Can they tell when you're having not the particularly best day?
They most definitely can. Like they're really good at telling, and they notice it real quick.
When you open up with a loud, painful scream,
Ah!
it just the microphone suddenly turns on mid screen. It's like ah, oh, we're in for a good one. Get ready, Showy's going to show now. Oh, so what do you got planned? Have you got any big plans coming up for this early next year, or have you got some long term goals you want to do with the channel?
I definitely want to make more song covers.
Hmm.
That's a really big thing I want to do.
Yeah. Well, you gotta let us know about that because I love playing the covers for everybody. Um, have you wanted to do that since you were younger? Play do music?
Almost definitely.
Hmm.
Like I love music. It's always like called to me in a way.
Hmm. And is it easy for you to play for somebody else?
Not really. It's a struggle at first, but I feel like if I just pretend that no one's there, I'll be fine.
Hmm. Yeah, and once you do get that cover down and you expose it to the public, how's that going to feel?
I'm not sure yet, honestly. It's one of those things. I'm just like, when it happens, it happens. Like it, no matter how it happens, I'm gonna be proud of it. So I'm very like when I'm perfectionist about it.
Hmm.
I would keep recording until it's the way I like it.
Ah,
So it's It's not gonna come out till I like it.
You're gonna be an
like, in a way,
artiste.
anyway.
You're gonna be the artiste about it. You're gonna make sure it's absolutely perfect before you send it out. Hey, here's that cover I've been working on for the last 20 years. And I realize that nobody plays these instruments anymore, but I finally got it ready. That's a lot. That takes some courage to do, and good on you for doing that. Because again, there's a difference between singing in the shower and singing when you know somebody else is listening, and putting together music, no matter how you're going to do it. Let me know when that comes out, okay?
Will do.
And we'll talk to you when you got some of that stuff going on. Showy, it's an absolute pleasure to talk with you, and I'm glad to be able to meet you, even though you root for that team.
Oh, hey, man.
I mean, yeah, it's easy to root for a team that wins stuff.
Oh, not in football.
Oh, that's true. That's true. You get kind of humbled when that comes around, but you know when you spend 9/10 of the states per capita on basketball, that's what happens. So, folks, we're going to have all the links for Showy on the description for this interview. Please check out what Showy's got going on, and we'll get you on again soon. And thank you so much again for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for listening to Eric Loy Interviews. Join us again next time when we talk to another member of the always interesting VTuber community.